Hello, and welcome. This is just a short little video on how I bring the story Red Sled into my elementary music classroom. Now, first things first, this book is just so simple, so easy to bring into the classroom because it has actions basically written in it. Scrunch, 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 all getting farther away. Being able to not only do the movements with your students, but maybe talk about a decrescendo. It's already built in there to the point where there's not much I have to talk about with it. Crescendoing with it, doing vocal exercises with it. It's simple, it's effective, and thank you to this wonderful author, Lita Judge, for creating this wonderful story and making it so simple to bring into the elementary music classroom. Now, that being said, I've gone ahead and I've made a lesson plan surrounding it that is just, it expounds on it. It expounds on it and adds some things that our students can do throughout the next part of the story. All right, so the first thing that I have my students do is a simple chant. See the snow, it's deep, deep, deep. And what I like to have them do is add in those snowflake steady beats. Again, simple, easy, effective, gives them a visual for what's going to happen. The next thing we do is we take that story and we add some actions to it. When a well-loved sled is left outside, tap to see who's coming. So your students can go up, tap the board if they want, and then they have to wait to see who is coming to grab the sled, the bear. Some animals might come and get to have a ride. They'll climb to the top of the mountain, and only when they're there, they'll fly right down the mountain enjoying the cool night air. And then your students go ahead and they do that chant again. See the snow, it's deep, deep, deep. But then they have to complete the rhythms to help the bear slide down the mountain. I keep these very simple at the beginning. Sled, sled, snowflake, sled. Very simple, very effective. Get your students doing some Titi rhythms. Continuing in the story. When a well-loved sled is left outside in the rain and sleet, tap to see who's coming, and then wait, because there's the rabbit. All right, you see what's happening each time that they slide on down. They do the chant, see the snow is deep, 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 and then they add in some rhythms. Snowman hat, snowman hat. Now, throughout that entire part, you can be having your students just do those rhythms as a group, or you could be having them complete their own simple assessment so that you can grab some of the data that you need. All right, adding in the TTs and the TAs for the different rhythms as you complete the entire story. Again, that was the digital assessment, but there is also at the end a printable assessment for those same exact rhythms. Each time you're adding a little bit more. There was the bear, the rabbit, and now the raccoon. All right, for each of these, I also like to have same thing from the Red Sled. Have my students do some movements throughout. So how are they going to move if the bear is climbing up the mountain, right? Great big stomping steps. How are they going to move if the rabbit's climbing up the mountain, small and petite? For the raccoon, I have them do some sneaking because to me, raccoons are very sneaky. Adding in some more of those rhythms. And then the story ends with the little boy joining them. From there, we have them do some simple pitch practice, all right? Just do, mi, and sol, practicing the Kerwin hand signs, and then adding it into one big song from that chant that we had before. See the snow, it's deep, deep, deep. And that is something, again, that can be done on the printable, either coloring in, if you're going to have your students do some colored pencil. For those Solfege colors, these are the same colors that are done with boom whackers and bells and all those wonderful things that elementary music teachers love to do. Why not make the Solfege also a rainbow? I love that we do that. Go us. All right. Or if that's not something that your students are used to, just writing in do, mi, etc. And again, that is on the printable and the digital assessment. Now, what's great about this is this lesson is actually a part of my 12 days of movement, where each lesson is going to pair with a movement break and a rhythm play along. And that's going to be posted on my YouTube channel. So if you go ahead and when this video is posted, then this will also be up as well. This is my Nutcracker movement break to the song Tea Dance, and because that entire story was about going sledding, well then the movement break might as well be too. So the first thing your students have to do is climb up the mountain, goes to again, Nutcracker, Tea Dance. They gotta do some jumping on the way. There may be a couple stumbles, but then they have to go ahead and get on their sled because it's time to go sledding. This was a lot of fun for me and my husband. Not the fact that I was dressed in a lot of winter clothing in a house that was definitely not winter. It was not. Now, that's one way you can have your students go sledding, or if you have some older students ready for a little bit harder of a rhythm play along, not only do they have quarter notes, eighth notes, half notes, but they are also going to have half rest and quarter rest for, again, the song Tea Dance from the Nutcracker. Just a quick reminder, this is a part of the 12 days of movement. You can grab this lesson as well as my 12 other lessons that are all included in this winter promotion that I'm having as a way to not only survive the crazy December times, but also to have some wonderful winter lesson plans ready for you to start in 2026 or whenever you're watching this. Are you from the future? And all of these are included for 2 free months. So go ahead, grab the lessons that you need, grab these simple assessments that you need, and either way, make sure you are liking, subscribing, and following along for all of these wonderful movement breaks that come with these wonderful lessons. And I know that was a quick one, but sometimes these lessons honestly write themselves. And there's not much extra I gotta tell you about. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy playing.